Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your post-match reaction. Chelsea won, Djurgarden nil, 5-1 in aggregate. We're into the final. That was never a doubt. Real Betis have made it to the final. So that is the match. Chelsea versus Real Betis in the final. That's confirmed. We've just finished the watch along for Fiorentina versus Real Betis, which finished out at 2-2 in extra time. Lovely goal from Real Betis in the extra time, but they really should have taken the match, blown that match away by a significant manner. Betis, the amount of chances they've missed. But that one finished in aggregate, Real Betis 4 and Fiorentina 3. So Chelsea Real Betis is the match that I preferred. I know a lot of you guys probably are a bit worried that, Real Betis, that's not the one that we want. Fiorentina would have been better. But look, ultimately, if I'm being honest, we should be winning this. We should be winning this trophy. Both those teams on their day could be problems for Chelsea. But if we, with our strongest team, the way we played against Liverpool recently, or the way we played earlier this season, we should be smoking both of these teams. Just from a footballing standpoint, Real Betis, Chelsea will be a better final, in my personal opinion. Fiorentina, honestly, yeah, they're not good. They don't play exciting football. And as I said, in this tie, Real Betis should have blown Fiorentina away a long time ago. Look, not much to say from me in terms of Chelsea Djurgarden. I wasn't really concentrating too much there. I was focusing more on Real Betis and Fiorentina, which I'm going to talk to you guys about. Anthony and Isco especially. We've also got Bellerin over there, Bellerin at Real Betis. So look, in regards to Chelsea 1, Djurgarden 0, it was a friendly. It was a friendly. Most of the times when I was watching, I was falling asleep. I wasn't really interested, but I'm not unhappy. I fully get it. Our focus is Newcastle for the weekend. We're not really focused on this. I know this is the B team. I know Reece James was on this game. I know a lot of you guys are a bit upset. Why is Reece James playing in this? He should be in the Premier League. But look, right now, Reece James, we need to look after his body. He's been injured for a very, very long time. We need to make sure that he's consistently playing. And this is probably the best place to play. In the Premier League, the intensity is massive. We need, players that are ready to throw the body on the line. Caicedo's playing as a pseudo right back, which is nice. Comes in and inverts. It works for Maresca. I'm not saying get rid of Reece James or anything like that right now. Leave it the way it is. Let Reece James be in the Conference League and let us just continue the way we are continuing in the Premier League without Reece James. But yeah, down the track, I wouldn't mind seeing Reece James in the Premier League, but it's very important for him to stay fit first. That's what's the most important factor. I think down the track, he could potentially be playing as an RCB whenever we play with the three centre-backs at the end. One of the centre-backs sort of tucks in, the other centre-back sort of goes into midfield. So look, this game, a lot of kids played. Reggie Walsh played. I saw bits and pieces of him. He looked pretty good. We'll see what the future holds for him, how he develops. Achapong, Tyreek George, both had a really good game. Tyreek George created the assist for KDH for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. Dewsbury-Hall probably should have scored another couple, at least one more. There was another very good opportunity for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. But look, overall, Djurgarden, it's a mismatch, man. Look, one thing I want to say, I never want to be in this competition ever again. Never, ever again. This is the one-time special only. I don't want to see us be in this competition ever in my lifetime again. So let's win this. I'm not even thinking about anything otherwise. I'm only thinking about we winning this. Let's win this and let's just jump off. Like, win and run and not look back at this competition again. If ever somehow we qualify for this, we should look to give this away. This competition is perfect competition for your Brightons, your Brentfords, your Fulhams, and they'd probably still win it. Brentford, Fulham, Brighton, they'd win this competition. They'd walk it. So look, this game, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have too much to talk about in terms of Chelsea because I wasn't paying too much attention and it was a boring game anyway, but I understand it. I'm not upset that it's a boring game because the focus should be on the Newcastle game. That's where that's the moneymaker. The Newcastle game is the biggest game for us this season. We beat Newcastle, I think we guaranteed Champions League position, right? So look, we're into the final. Fantastic. Let's win the trophy. And in the final, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to face Real Betis. Real Betis, Fiorentina. I have to say, Real Betis, they can be a bit of a problem. They can be. But it'll be a good matchup because they like to attack. They don't like to just sit back. So it'll be a good game between Chelsea and Real Betis where both the teams don't want to sit back. You know, they want to control, they want to attack, they want to pass, they want to play good football. I think it'll be a good spectacle. I think it'll be a good final. Antony definitely will be a problem. Antony, how he's gone from Man United to Real Betis and is a different player. He's the Antony of Ajax. In fact, maybe even better. Antony's playing very nicely. He scored the initial goal in this tie for Real Betis with a lovely free kick, bending free kick. David De Gea was the goalkeeper for Fiorentina. He actually was a very good goalkeeper for them. Antony is going to be a problem. He causes a lot of issues on that right side and links up really well on that right side. Isco is the other one. Isco is their architect. Isco is their magician in that midfield. And Isco, if you guys remember back in the Real Madrid days, what a player. Obviously now in his latter parts of his career, but he's still quality. He's still quality, man. These type of players, they might slow down, but over here, the footballing IQ continues on. So Real Betis thoroughly deserved to beat Fiorentina. Fiorentina got 2 goals through set pieces. They should have probably got a third one through another corner. Both the goals came for them through set pieces. They're just your classic Italian team. Organized, you know, not too open, really concentrates on, you know, getting the set pieces right. And, you know, that's what they did. My thumbnail maker. I need to, yeah. So Real Betis, that's how they conceded the 2 goals against Fiorentina. Besides that, in the extra time when Real Betis went ahead, lovely constructed goal again. Once again, coming from Antony's side. Antony then squares the ball in and gets an assist. And whoever that striker was, I think Moroccan striker or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section who that striker was. Scored a lovely goal. I thought Fiorentina would throw the kitchen sink after that, but they really couldn't. They weren't good enough, or they were tired, whatever the case was, and Real Betis saw them through. Betis could have scored another 2 or 3 more in that extra time. So look, Chelsea, Real Betis, Conference League final. Finally, we'll get to watch a proper game in this competition. It'll be a final. There'll be a nice little test, but if we're on our best form, we should still take care of Real Betis. Yeah, that'll be nice. On the other competitions, I can't believe Man United and Spurs, one of them, are going to make it to the Champions League. That's going to be the Europa League final. Man United smoked Athletic Bilbao. I can't believe Bilbao. What a letdown. And Spurs were always favourites against Bodo Glimt. They won 2-0. And that's going to be the Europa League final. So we're all set. Champions League final, PSG versus Inter Milan. Europa League final, Man United versus Spurs, and Conference League final, Chelsea versus Real Betis. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what you think about this matchup, Chelsea versus Real Betis. If you want to comment anything about the Djurgarden matchup, you can, but I'm probably not going to pay too much attention to that, if I'm being absolutely honest. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, do tune in tomorrow, live, UK, 11 a.m., all you can eat Chelsea. We will be there, inshallah, God willing. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.